Last day ng filing ngayon mga kababayan, ang binabantayan kung sino yung magiging kalaban ni Digong sa Davao. Kung si Mix Nograles or si Carlo Nograles. But anyway, nakamonitor lang po tayo. Meantime, maiba naman po tayo ng usapan kasi pinirman ngayon mga kababayan ng ating Pangulo yung napaka-importanting batas, yung tinatawag na Self-Reliant Defense Posture Revitalization Act or SRDP. Ito yung batas mga kababayan.
Nagbabagang mga balita at pagtalakay sa mga isyu ng lipunan. Bulsa! Opinyon, banat at paglalantad sa katotohanan. Bulsa! What you see is what you get. You decide.
Mga kababayan na magpapalakas sa ating local production po. Dati na kasi tayong mayroon ito noong panahon ng dating Pangulong Ferdinand Idralin Marcos. Nagka-develop na sana tayo ng mga missiles noon. May local production tayo ng mga armaments. Kaya lang, natigil po. Naisahan po tayo ng China na iluklok yung Chinese president. Kauna-una ang Chinese president, si Cory Aquino, kuwang ko. Alam ba ninyo na ganun yung nangyari? Ang nag-udyok ng EDSA People Power Revolution, Chinese, si Cardinal Sin. Na-infiltrate noon pa yung ating gobyerno. Pinalayas yung, lagi kong kinikwento sa inyo, pinalayas yung base militar. Afterwards, nang ma-infiltrate ng mga pro-China yung ating gobyerno. In fact, yung mga armas po, tingnan ninyo po yung history. Yung mga armas ng mga rebels noon, galing China po. O, di ba? But anyway, that was part of our history. Kaya, we have to learn from our experience, from our mistakes. At ngayon nga po, pasalamat tayo kasi finally, napirmahan ng ating Pangulong Bongbong Marcos itong napaka-importanteng batas. Ayan po, Marcos signs law to boost self-reliant Philippine defense posture para hindi po tayo umaasa na lang po sa mga armas na galing sa ibang bansa. Galing Amerika, binili natin sa Japan, South Korea, kung sino-sino pang mga suppliers sa Israel. Lalo't mga kababayan na palapit po ang conflict. The last conflict in the world. Alam ba ninyo na ganon ang sitwasyon ng ating mundo? We are on the brink of World War III. Kaya lang Mr. Maravillas, di kaya masyado ng late itong ating ginagawa ngayon. May kasabihan po tayo, better late than never. Tama po? Di baling late, basta at least makapagsimula tayong muli. Kasi habang dumarami po ang conflict sa iba-ibang regions in the world, iba-ibang bansa, siyempre, yung mga suppliers natin ng armas for our defense ng ating bansa, ang priority niyan, yung sarili nila, alangan man ibenta sa ating lahat. Isa pa, buti kung may pambili tayo na maraming pera. Pero kung tayo mismo ang mag-engage in the business of yung manufacture ng mga armas for our defense, wala man tayong intention to threaten our neighbors. Baka mag-react na naman yung mga neighboring countries natin, lalo yung China. Sabi nga natin, sila hinayaan natin na mag-modernize ng kanilang armas, lalo yung China. Di man tayo nagre-react. Tayo po may karapatan din dito na palakasin ang ating defense. So comes now mga kababayan, this law, the importance of this law, na kahit nga sabi natin, parang late na. Dapat noon pa to. Kaya lang, ginatungan yung political conflicts dito sa ating bansa. Ang China yung pasimuno po. Nagkagulo-gulo yung politika natin. Ayon, nalampasan tayo ng mga neighbors, lalo po ng China, sa pag-develop ng defense. Kaya wag na tayo pauulit. We do our thing, mga kababayan dito. Karapatan natin ito. Lalo threatened yung ating sovereignty, yung ating territory, mga kababayan. But before ko ibigay sa inyo yung kwento, click subscribe muna dito sa ating YouTube channel and hit the notification bell para lagi po kayong updated sa mga kaganapan dito sa ating bansa. Like and share na rin po ninyo ng ating video. At huwag na rin po ninyo na skip yung ating mga commercial ads para tuloy-tuloy lang ang pag-unlad na full story ng balitang yan. Click subscribe muna dito sa ating YouTube channel and hit the notification bell para lagi po kayong updated sa mga kaganapan dito sa ating bansa. Like and share na rin po ninyo ang ating video. At huwag na rin po ninyo na skip yung ating mga commercial ads para tuloy-tuloy lang ang pag-unlad ng Bagong Pilipinas. Sa mga nagana po ng malinis and spacious fitness gym, pumunta lang po kayo sa aming Colossal Fitness Gym. We also offer Grab Car Rental with our brand new 2023 model ng Toyota Innova. We also accept booking for those who are planning to travel via PAL, Cebu Pacific, and other airline companies, local and international, and bills payment for Meralco Bills, Aleco Bills, PLDT, etc. Ang Colossal Fitness Gym is located at 3rd floor Security Bank Building, Lanco Business Park, Legazpi City, Albay. For inquiries, look for Gilon Maravillas. Contact number 0966-802-0949. Yan po yung aming Innova. Lagi na pong matao sa amin. Yan po mga bagong clients namin. Napakaganda at colorful at napakalinis ng aming gym po. Pati mga foreigners po pumupunta sa amin. Mga British tourist po sila dito sa Legazpi. Na-set up na rin po yung aming mga brand new gym equipment. May treadmill na rin po kami. Ito naman po yung bago naming product na binibenta online. Eye Glow Serum, whitening po siya. Tingnan ninyo yung epekto sa aking anak na architect before and now. Yung mga inquiries po ninyo, dumiretso na lang kayo sa kanyang Facebook account, Riz Maravillas. Ito naman po, Firmax Firming and Lifting Cream, pinapahid po sa mga pulses and affected area. Mainam po sa paninigas na mga kaso-kasuan. Ito naman po, Automax Radiant Serum. Sa mukha naman yung application, anti-aging po siya. You will look 10 years younger than your age. Sa mga cancer patients naman po, baka lang gusto ninyo itong itry. Nengsa Red Mix Fruit Drink. Hindi mo po siya gamot, food supplement siya. Kaya lang, gawa siya mga kababayan sa goji berry. Yung goji berry may anti-cancer properties. O ngayon, yung mga inquiries ninyo, dumiretso na lang kayo sa aming messenger sa Facebook para masagot namin agad. Ayos pa? Ayos na ayos niya, Mr. Maravilla. So, balikan natin ang ating napaka-importanting kwento po. So, pasalamat tayo, mga kababayan, na we have our president na tulad ng ating Pangulong Bongbong. Visionary po siya. Alam niya kung ano yung direksyon ng ating mundo. Pagulo ng pagulo po ang ating mundo. At yung mga suppliers natin ng armas, tulad ng Amerika, Japan, pati India, may kanya-kanya man sila pong problema. Pati Israel, lalo na po sa Israel ngayon, matindi po ang nangyayaring labanan sa Israel. Israel is fighting a 7-front war. At yung pinag-iisipan nilang mabuti ngayon, kung sasalakayin nila mga kababayan yung nuclear facilities ng Iran. Ang gustong targetin nila ngayon, oil refineries at saka yung lalo na yung nuclear facilities. Nakikipag-negotiate sila for support sa Amerika kasi yung Amerika po ayaw, pero desidido po yung Israel. Kahit ayaw nila, sabi ng Prime Minister nilang si Netanyahu, we can do it alone. Hindi namin anyayaan na makadevelop ng nuclear warhead ang Iran. So kita ninyo po ang peligro ng mundo. Kaya yung sinasabi ko po sa inyo, sana hindi pa tayo huli, pero it is better late than never. So ito yung ating Pangulong Bongbong Marcos, a visionary president. So sabi dito, President Marcos signed the Self-Reliant Posture Revitalization Act. Ngayon pa lang po, which aims to develop the country's defense industry by creating ways to boost the local production of defense equipment like material and bullets, Kung hindi ito po na natigil noong panahon niya, no? Sayang talaga. Pero, ganun talaga po eh. Hindi na natin mababago yung history. Nangyari na eh. Importante, binalikan natin. Di ba? Na magpalakas po tayo. Napaka-importante po yung defense na nating bansa. Pag hindi po, we will cease to exist as a nation, as a country. Talagang palakpakan yung mga Chinese na gusto tayong gawing province. Lalo pa pag nakapili tayo po ng isang pro-China leader sa 2028. Kaya never again po na madisip po kayo ng mga propaganda ng mga pro-Chinese politicians. Tama po? Lahat ng mga kaalyado ng mga pro-China, lahat ng mga kandidato nila sa pagka-senador, lahat ng posisyon, nakikiusap tayo. Seryoso yung ating pakiusap. Never vote, mga kababayan. Kaya ako nalulungkot po na hanggang ngayon may sumusuporta pa po, gustong patakbuhin si Alice Goo. Kung hindi mayor, senador na daw. Ganon katindi ngayon, continuation ngayon mga kababayan ng hearing sa Senado. Hindi ko maintindihan kung bakit may mga kababayan tayong ganon. Ganyan ang pag-iisip po. So sabi rito, the SRDP Act was labeled as a priority piece of legislation by the Legislative Executive Development Advisory Council. Last August, the House of Representatives adopted the Bicameral Conference Committee report on the disagreeing provisions nitong House Bill 9713 at Senate Bill 2455 o ito pong proposed SRDP Act. So ito po yung signing ceremony, mga kababayan, na ginawa sa Palasyo Malacanang. O ngayon, pakinggan natin yung naging statement, yung mensahe ng ating Pangulong Bongbong Marcos dito sa signing ceremony na ginawa po sa Palasyo Malacanang.
The Senate President, Chis Escudero, members of the Senate, specifically, I think, Mig Subiri, Senator Mig Subiri, whose bill this really is, and he has fought very hard for quite a while to get this bill passed, and it is a good one, so congratulations. House Speaker Martin Romualdez and the members of the House of Representatives here present, National Defense Secretary Gilbert Chodoro, and the cabinet members who
magkatabing upuan pala si Super Ate at saka si Martin, pero parang hindi nagkikibuan.
Our key partners and stakeholders, Chief of Staff General Romeo S. Bronner, and the other service commanders who are here today, my fellow workers in government, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. We lay today the foundation of resilience shaped by our own ingenuity, our own talent, and our unwavering resolve. With the signing of the Self-Reliant Defense Posture Revitalization Act, we are anchoring our defense strategy firmly in the strength of our own resources and capabilities. Our Constitution mandates that the state shall serve and protect its citizens and sovereignty, a duty that is not just reactive, but also in preparation for whatever challenges may lay ahead. For decades, our defense capabilities have relied upon what we could acquire from abroad. Every purchase, every negotiation, every partnership, although necessary, reminded us that our strength depended on the supply chains and the interest of other parties. The SRDP program, implemented under my father, former President Ferdinand Marcos Sr., set the stage for a more self-reliant defense strategy, urging us to tap into our own resources and capabilities. In the early years and in the 80s, the SRDP successfully met the basic material requirements of the armed forces of the Philippines, as we were able to manufacture ammunition, mobility equipment, tactical communication sets, produce vehicles from jeeps to boats, and supply the AFP's clothing requirements. Through this act, we can build on its legacy and expand upon that same vision. A defense posture that is independent, dynamic, and geared to the future. This law goes beyond the development of weapons or equipment, as it seeks to create a framework that makes us less dependent, more resilient, better prepared. It is a commitment to a long-term growth trajectory for a national defense industry that will support the defense requirements of our country. It's a logical move forward for a country that finds itself at the fulcrum of geopolitical shifts and volatilities. At its core, this act is about cultivating a robust and sustainable national defense industry. It establishes a structured approach to defense and development, starting with research and production capabilities that align our defense sector with our strategic objectives. We will prioritize R&D to develop systems that meet our unique requirements, stay ahead of evolving threats, particularly asymmetrical threats that traditional systems may not be completely equipped to address. The strategy is clear. We start by strengthening the foundations, the research, the production capabilities, and institutional support. Then build upwards, layer by layer, until we have an industry that can stand strong and succeed on its own. By consolidating these efforts under one roof, we aim to ensure that every peso spent and every effort made directly contributes to our overarching goal of self-reliance. The National Defense Industry Development Plan will serve as our guiding document, detailing the principles and goals that will shape our defense sector for years to come. It prioritizes the production of critical defense materiel here at home, from small arms and tactical vehicles to more sophisticated systems. It is about understanding what we need and why we need it, ensuring that every component is purpose-driven and strategically designed. Turning this vision into reality necessitates collaboration across sectors. The government does not do this alone. This endeavor requires the best minds in defense, science and technology, and business, from both practitioners and researchers. By establishing a clear framework to guide public-private partnerships, we are saying to local innovative councils, invention societies, universities, and other learning institutions, it is our chance to contribute to something greater, to help us protect the sovereignty and security of our nation. We will support these efforts through various means, from research grants to infrastructure assistance, because building a national defense industry is as much about enabling as it is about producing. The challenges we face today go far beyond traditional conflicts, and the need to develop technologies that will counter unconventional threats is more crucial than ever. Cybersecurity breaches, chemical attacks, radiological threats. These are more than hypothetical risks, but pressing realities. With this act, we are broadening our perspective on defense. We are not just looking at tanks and rifles. We are building capacities that address these unconventional dangers head-on. This means developing systems and strategies that are reactive and predictive, allowing us to stay a step ahead of those who wish harm to the Philippines. To foster innovation and the development of advanced defense equipment and systems, this law introduces a comprehensive incentive scheme for those who will choose to invest in defense technology and production. These incentives range from tax breaks to government-backed financing. Recognizing the importance of safeguarding the fruits of these efforts, this law prohibits the sale of defense material to private entities. This guarantees that the weapons, the equipment, and technologies that we build will never be turned against the very people that they were designed to protect. At this juncture, I once again would like to acknowledge the hard work of our legislators. We thank you for your determination to ensure the timely passage of this important bill. Your support to align this law with the administration's defense strategy while promoting self-defense reliance is truly commendable. To the private sector, it is an invitation to build an enduring defense industry. To our esteemed research institutions, let your innovations shape our future and propel us towards self-reliance. To our armed forces, understand this. We pledge that the Filipino soldier will be bolstered by the ingenuity and the expertise of the Filipino innovator. So together, let us build a robust defense industry that enhances national security, strengthens defense capabilities, and reinforces economic growth. Let this law lead us to a truly self-reliant defense posture, one that reflects the spirit, the skill, and resilience of Filipino people. Thank you. Good morning. Mabuhay ang bagong Pilipinas.
Ayan po, mabuhay yung ating Pangulong Bongbong Marcos na binigyan ito ng priority. And siguro, dapat mga kababayan, yung ating technology sa defense should be at par with the best in the world, tulad po ng Amerika at siyempre yung Israel. Pati sa mga training, siguro yung technology ng Israel po, nakita ninyo, kamangha-mangha po, pinaulanan ng mga missiles ang Israel ng Iran. They have the interceptors, mga kababayan. 99% ng mga missiles sa mid-air pa lang po, in space pa lang po, pinasasabog na. So we have to learn from the experience of Israel. And they have the best pilots, mga kababayan, in the world. So yung ating mga piloto sa ating Air Force po, dapat siguro matraining po sa Israel sa pakikipaglaban. And we can also acquire technology or defense technology sa kanila po. Anyway, maganda naman yung relasyon natin. Kaya sabi ko nga, nalungkot tayo nang kinondem natin yung Israel through the DFA sa issue po ng conflict doon sa Hamas. Mali yung posisyon po ng ating bansa. Ngayon po, kahapon o ngayon, anniversary po ng attack sa Israel. Yung October 7 attack, October 8 dito, pero sa kanila October 7 pa lang. Countries around the world commemorate the anniversary of Hamas attack on Israel. Yan po. So, kahindik-hindik po ang nangyari doon sa Israel. And sabi nga natin, mga kababayan, the conflict is spreading. And there is a threat of a regional war. Pero sa tingin ng Israel, there is now a regional war. Because they are right now fighting 7 fronts for their survival, mga kababayan. Kung narinig po ninyo yung speech niya, ni Netanyahu, talagang nakakapanindig balahibo po. But anyway, we have to going back dito sa ating bansa as we strengthen our defense posture. Tama itong ginagawa ng ating Pangulong Bongbong. Kailangan nating magpalakas ng ating defense because sa totoo lang po, ang mundo po is on the brink of war. Sa totoo lang po, yan sabi dito sa balita. Are we on the brink of World War III? US facing most serious challenging threats since 1945. As Trump warns, world has never been closer to World War III. O kita ninyo, ang mga personalities na yan. Kasama dyan si Xi Jinping, si Putin, si North Korean leader Kim Jong-un, tapos si Netanyahu, Israeli Prime Minister. Basahin natin yung balita dito. O sabi dyan, analysis po ito. The US must increase defense spending to Cold War levels if it is to deal with the growing threat posed by China, Iran, Russia, and North Korea. The latest Commission on the National Defense Strategy report has warned. The chair of the bipartisan group, former Congresswoman Jane Harman, said the U.S. was facing the most serious and most challenging threats since the end of the Second World War, including the real risk of near-term major war. Alam na aware yung ating Pangulong Bongbong Marcos, mga kababayan, sa nangyayari sa mundo. Kaya dali-dali niya po na isinabatas ito, binigyan niyang pinasabatas, binigyan niya ng priority, ang Self-Reliant Defense Posture Revitalization Act. Kasi pag nagkagulo-gulo sa iba-ibang parte ng mundo, laging sangkot po yung Amerika, pati yung China, ambisyoso. Mahirapan tayo na makapag-acquire ng ating defense, yung defense requirement natin. So kailangan talaga na umasa tayo sa ating sariling kakayan din. Ito yung ating simula. Kailangang simulan na natin ngayon. Pag hindi, we'll be overtaken by time. Kasi sabi ko nga kanina, sinong bibinta sa'yo ng armas para sa defense natin na kailangan din nila? Siyempre, unahin nila yung kanilang sarili. Parang yung panahon ng pandemonyum, inuna nila yung kanilang sarili. Ganon talaga sa panahon ng krisis. Sabi dito, China's hostility towards Taiwan, Iran nuclear ambitions, and Russia's invasion of Ukraine all mean the world has never been closer to World War III than we are now, sabi po ni Donald Trump. Kaya nang tanungin nga po si Donald Trump tungkol sa issue yan sa Israel. Donald Trump is supporting the attack against the nuclear facility ng Iran. Kung ngayon sana si Trump, presidente na, kaya lang yung election sa next month, election na po pala. Pero sabi po ng Israel, baka hindi na sila makapaghintay. Titingnan, that's the dilemma of Netanyahu. Kung gagawin na nila ngayon ang pag-atake o iintayin nila na mapalitan yung presidente ng Amerika. Kasi si Biden po ayaw. Si Trump, mas kaalyado si Trump, mga kababayan ni Netanyahu. Sabi ni Trump, do it. Kailang wala pa sa posisyon si Trump. Wala siyang kontrol ng armed forces ng Amerika. Yung sabi dito, with Israel's invasion of Gaza approaching its 1-year anniversary, ngayon na nga po, October 7 yun October 8 dito sa Pilipinas. Tension in the Middle East now appear close to spilling over into Lebanon. Nag-spill over na nga po. Binakbakan yung Lebanon po. Following a series of increasingly deadly exchange between Israel and Hezbollah. So serious were the exchanges of fire this weekend. It is hard to be sure that the two sides have not already crossed the threshold of all-out war. Sabi po ng The Guardian. So dito naman po sa China, yan, sabi dyan, earlier this year, the top U.S. military commander in the Indo-Pacific said that Beijing is maintaining its goal of being able to invade Taiwan by 2027. Admiral John Aquilino told the U.S. House Armed Services Committee that China wants to build up its People's Liberation Army on a scale not seen since the Second World War. Kaya po yung Amerika naglagay ng mid-range missiles po sa Ilocanja, sa EDCA sites natin, for fear na magkaroon ng spillover ng conflict, at saka po yung issue natin dito sa South China Sea. Kaya po si Browner ipinakiusap ng ating mga security officials, ng military natin in defense, na yung gustong paalisin po, pinipressure tayo ng China na dapat tanggalin daw natin yung mid-range missiles po, yung Typhoon. Ba't kayo nagdidikta sa amin? Kayo nga, pinosisyonan ninyo lahat ng mga armaments dyan sa South China Sea. May military base na kayo doon. May military base na kayo dyan. Diba? So, huwag tayo pong pasusulsol sa mga propaganda nila, yung mga pro-China propagandista, mga politiko and bloggers po. Sinasabi nila na kinakaladkad ng ating Pangulong Bongbong sa gira yung ating bansa. Karapatan po natin na palakasin yung ating defense. And we have our defense agreement with America. Niloloko tayo ng mga propagandista, ng mga pro-China. Gusto nila palayasin yung Amerika rito para humina po tayo, yung defense natin. Madali tayo na nilang lamunin po. Ganon ang kanilang agenda. Kaya lagi silang nag-iingay. So, importante yung deterrence. Dapat nga dagdagan pa yung ating mid-range missiles dyan. Lahat ng mga EDCA sites dapat posisyonan na po. And there should be nuclear warheads. We should position a nuclear deterrence, mga kababayan, sa ating territory para magdalawang isip po yung China. para alam nila mababaon sila rito. Tulad ng Israel po, lagi kong sinasabi sa inyo, they have the Samson option. And going back mga kababayan dito sa pagpalakas natin ng defense, so yon, importante po na coordinate with yung mga advanced countries sa defense po para ma-acquire natin yung technology, para mabilis natin na ma-develop. Yung Iron Dome ng system ng Israel, napakaganda po. They have interceptors. Ayan, tingnan ninyo. I-play ko, mga kababayan. Di ba? At hindi po. Mga interceptors po. Sa mid-air pa lang po, sinasadubong na ng mga missile interceptors ng Israel yung mga missiles ng Iran. Ganon na technology ang kailangan po natin, mga kababayan. Defense technology. Tawag nila dyan, Iron Dome. Matindi po. Ganyan katindi, mga kababayan. 95 to 99% yung efficiency niya. Success rate ng interceptors. Siyempre, kailangan pa rin nilang magtago. Kasi yung mga metal pellets, yung mga fragments, siyempre, babaksak pa rin. Kaya pag nagsirina na po sila, in just minutes, kailangan na magtago ka na sa bomb shelters. Sa Israel po, ang lahat ng mga bahay doon, may mga bomb shelters po sila. Ganon katindi po